No. Until the Zionist movement was established more than 100 years ago, and now once again it has re-emerged, exactly as in the Quran. وَالَّذِينَ أَشْرَكُوا, you'll also find the people who have the greatest hatred for you would be a people who at that time were the mushrikun, the people of blasphemy, worshipping idols and so on. It happened at that time and now again, because you have a new people who say today, no longer is Allah al-Hakam, as in the Khilafah state. The state is now al-Hakam. And if you didn't know it, let me introduce you to the Republican state. If you did not know it, let me introduce you to the Republican state. Allah is no longer al-Hakam. The state is now al-Hakam, meaning the state will decide how to govern. The state has absolute supremacy. The state will decide how to rule. The state will decide on law. Allah can make it haram, the state can make it halal. It is modern Western civilization which gave us the Republican state, and Iqbal knew that very well, of course he did. And Allah says, these will be the ones showing the greatest hatred and hostility for you, and so it is today. The war on Islam is being waged by these people. The mountain of lies are coming from them. But Allah speaks and He continues to say, and listen carefully, وَلَتَجِدَنَّ أَقْرَبَهُم مَوَدَّةً لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّا نَصَارَى. My students have heard me saying this so often they're fed up now. But there are those who have not heard it so far, so allow me to repeat it. And you will most certainly find at that time, when the Jews re-emerge with the greatest hatred for you, at that time, when these people who are built on shirk emerge with the greatest hatred for you, at that time you will find a people who will show the greatest love and affection for you. And there will be a people who proclaim, we are Christians. Oh, but wait a minute. They don't proclaim themselves Christians in the United States, and Britain and France. No. Religion is a private affair. We will be secularized. We proclaim ourselves French and British and American. And religion is for Sunday morning. But these are a different kind of Christian people. قَالُوا إِنَّا نَصَارَى. They proclaim themselves, their identity. We are Christians. So this could not be Western Christianity. Kindly eliminated. A Christian people who will be closest in love and affection for you Muslims at that time. The Quran goes on to say, ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّ مِنْهُمْ كِسِّسِينَ. The reason why they will behave like this is because they have the institution of the ulama intact. The religious scholars still have a status in that Christian people. That side of the world, the religious scholarship is gone. But this side of the world, the ulama of the Christians still have a very high status and a very important function in society. ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّ مِنْهُمْ كِسِّسِينَ. And then Allah goes on to say something else, a third thing, وَالرُّهْبَانَ. And that is because they still have the institution of monasticism. Or eliminate Western Christianity, because the monastery in Britain is now McDonald's hamburgers. The monastery is now Kentucky Fried. Monastic way of life is disappearing. Indeed, the churches of Britain are being sold now. Masajid are coming up where there used to be a church. 4% of the British people now go to church. Britain is essentially an atheist country. But these Christian people still have monasticism. They still have the monastery. They still have the monk. Which Christian people is Allah talking about? And then Allah says a fourth thing about them. وَأَنَّهُمْ لَا يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ. They're not an arrogant people. They don't want to rule the world. And because Russia is not prepared to submit, and China is not prepared to submit, they will wage nuclear war and destroy most of the world. Because they are an arrogant people, they want to rule the world. So then which Christians are we talking about? Answer, we're talking about the Orthodox Christian. He doesn't have Christmas on the 25th of December. And he doesn't have a gentleman with a big white beard who flies to the sky on a reindeer, a fellow called Santa Claus, on the 25th of December. No, no, no. When you go to the Orthodox Christian church as when I went to Moscow, I found there were no chairs. None. It was like a masjid. Yes. An Orthodox Christian, I cannot mention his name, he's a prominent Christian, Russian military analyst and political analyst, is coming to visit me. I'm honored to have such an important man coming to visit me, to spend some time with me. And the man makes mention about dietary rules. These are our dietary rules. What we can eat during this Lenten season and what we cannot eat. Huh? And hope that it will not cause any problems for Imran. And I am amazed because over there they eat everything and anything. They don't care anymore about halal and haram. And so I share with you now, finally, that the Khilafah state would recognize the Orthodox Christian world, which today is led by Russia, that these are the people Allah is talking about in the Quran, that they will be closest in love and affection for you. Does Iqbal recognize the Khilafah state as important? Does Iqbal recognize that the Khilafah state has been lost when Mustafa Kemal abolished it in 1924? Does Iqbal long for the Khilafah state to be restored? Let's answer that question with a beautiful verse of Urdu. I just check my Urdu before the lecture to ensure I don't make any mistakes. It was Dr. Israr Ahmad who introduced me to this verse of Iqbal. Ta khilafat ki bina dunya mein ho phir istawar. If the Khilafah state is to be restored, one more time, Satu lagi, one more time. Ja kahi se dhoond kar, aslaf ka qalbo jigar. Correct? Go and search for that metal, that backbone made of steel of the early Muslims, qalbo jigar. The backbone made of steel, the metal of of irresistible courage, unflinching devotion, unshakable commitment to the cause. Go find such people if you want the Khilafah state to be restored. And thank Allah that he said these words, because this is proof which cannot be shaken, that in his heart when Iqbal spoke to his own people, not to the crown, not to the crown, not to the world of Western scholarship. When Iqbal spoke to his own people, and when he spoke from his heart, he wanted the Khilafah state to be restored, and he was warning you, you can't do it unless you have a backbone made of steel, and unless you have the metal in you of unflinching devotion and commitment and courage. This is Iqbal in Urdu. But Iqbal also recognized, and now we come to a very important part of the subject, Iqbal also recognized that the Khilafah state could not survive, and the Khilafah state could not be restored at his time. He never said so, because he couldn't say so in public. No, the implications would have been too difficult for him. But he did say so between the lines. Again we go to the Quran. A new actor has appeared on the stage of the world. An actor who came out of nowhere. Great civilizations have come and gone, but this one never appeared on the stage of the world before. Now suddenly, not only is this new actor on the stage of the world, he takes over the world. He is spread out in all directions, and with an irresistible power, he's established his own world order. And this actor is an oppressor. He uses power to oppress. This actor wants the Khilafah to be destroyed. Who is this actor? He wants the Khilafah to be destroyed because once there is a Khilafah state, he cannot achieve his objective of establishing a state of Israel in the Holy Land. This actor has an objective, a goal. He wants to liberate the Holy Land for the Jews. He wants to bring the Jews back to the Holy Land to reclaim it as their own. He wants to restore a state of Israel in the Holy Land, while of course, we eating our biryani and going to sleep. Excuse me, my language is a little bitter now because I've been talking about something for too long and nobody is listening. He wants to not only restore a state of Israel in the Holy Land, but he wants that Israel to rule the world. He's almost there now. The war which is coming, the big nuclear war which is coming, to which we'll refer subsequently, inshallah, is meant to deliver to Israel something called Pax Judaica, which will replace Pax Americana, which itself replaced Pax Britannica. That's why they want the big war. Who is this actor who wants the Khilafah to be destroyed by hook or by crook? Who is this actor? This dominant civilization? Only Iqbal knew the answer. No one else. None of the ulama, none of the maulanas, none of the shuyukh, not Deoban, not Brelvi, no one knew it. None. None of the distinguished scholars of Islam, of the world of Islam, nobody do it.